Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Good Morning Courtland, where we recap the week's top stories. The communities of Cuyler and DeRuyter are coming together to help a family that lost their home just 2 weeks before Christmas. Firefighters were called to a home at Peace Hill Road in the town of Cuyler on Sunday for a reported structure fire. They arrived to find the house was in flames, though thankfully no one was home at the time. The home was declared a total loss, and the family is currently being assisted by the Red Cross. The Coal Yard Tavern in DeRuyter is also accepting donations, and a GoFundMe page has also been established to help the family. You can find the link on our website at CourtlandVoice.com. Congressmanelect Anthony Brindisi visited downtown Courtland Monday night to thank his supporters who helped elect him to Congress. The New York State Assemblyman defeated incumbent Republican Claudia Tenney in a tightly contested race that came down to absentee ballots. At Community Restaurant Monday night, Brindisi said he plans to hold town hall events once a month in locations throughout the district and says he won't be a stranger to Courtland County. The former business manager for the Courtland Standard was arrested on grand larceny charges last week. Stephen Clark was arrested Friday by the Courtland Police Department on charges of grand larceny and falsifying business records. Police say he took at least $50,000 from the business over a 5-year period. His next court date is set for early January. And SUNY Cortland's first police dog has officially joined the University Police Department. Red is a 6-month-old German short-haired pointer who will undergo about 5 months of training before walking the beat. Red will act as a skilled bomb detecting and tracking officer, as well as a police ambassador on campus. University Police Department Chief Mark DePaul says Red will be trained to interact with students on campus, which will include lots of petting. And finally this week, I had the chance to catch up with Jesse Abbott, a police officer with the Courtland Police Department, who is tasked with improving police-community relations. Abbott spoke with me about how he views his role in the Courtland community.
My name is Jesse Abbott. I'm the community-oriented police officer with the City of Courtland Police Department. And we were fortunate enough a couple years ago to get a federal grant through the Office of Community-Oriented Policing in the Department of Justice. And the grant is a 4-year grant, and it allows our department to be proactive in building relationships between the police department and the community. And so I feel blessed to be afforded this position. I'm very thankful to be able to do all of this. So, yeah.
And one of the things you do is community events, and this weekend on Saturday you've got Coffee with a Cop. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, actually a couple years ago in Hawthorne, California, Coffee with a Cop started, and it's a national event. So police departments throughout the country and actually all around the world host Coffee with a Cop, and it's an event where you can bring the community in, build relationships with officers, and it's kind of just breaks down those barriers. So you can have a casual conversation over a cup of coffee. And so not only did our department implement this program, but the Homer Police Department has had Coffee with a Cop, and SUNY Cortland Police as well. And so this weekend, I'm happy to say that we're going to be having our 2nd annual Coffee with a Cop and Santa. So we will have complimentary coffee for all of our guests, and hot chocolate for kids, and some other snacks. And then Santa will be there so the children can take their picture with him. And we will have gifts handed out to the first 100 kids. We actually have some small holiday stuffed bears and some candy canes for the kids. So it'll be a nice event.
Now, how are these events typically funded?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. This position was provided through a federal grant, although there is no budget for the community policing position. So any event that I host in the City of Courtland is solely funded through donations. And so, I'm very thankful. Recently, the Summit Federal Credit Union actually reached out, and they wanted to take part in this specific event, the Coffee with a Cop and Santa. So they were generous enough to donate, make a monetary donation to this event, which is covering all costs. And every other event that I host, the Klondike Hunt or the 5K that we held this last summer and the Emergency Services Day, all these events aren't for free, so they do require some sort of funding, and it's all based off donation. So we have had some people reach out, and I'm very thankful for that. And if people are interested in making any type of donation, they can make that to the Chief of Police or to myself at this office.
And just given that your position is relatively new, what do you see happening in the community as far as engaging with people? Do you feel like you're making a difference with what you're doing?
I hope I am, and that's my goal every single day, is to make a positive impact on somebody's life every single day. So the most important thing, though, is it's not the relationships and the impacts with the people that I already know. It's those relationships I'm building with people that I simply have not met yet. And that's what it's all about with community policing. You want to build that positive relationship within the community. You want the public to know that officers are empathetic and that we're trying to have that guardian mindset rather than a warrior mindset all the time. So, I do believe that the community has seen what we've done and has appreciated everything we've done. I know the chief has reached out to me and said, we're doing a great job with this. And hopefully this position continues, because again, this position is only a 4-year, funded for 4 years. And so hopefully the community sees, it's a very important position and that we'll be able to continue funding it for many years to come.
Officer Abbott will be joined by Santa Claus tomorrow morning at Brew 64 for a Coffee with a Cop event. The first 100 kids will receive a free stuffed animal, and coffee is free for parents. That does it for this week's episode. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and visit CourtlandVoice.com for the latest top stories.